Today we are going to discuss on egg and egg products, which is again a high potential product that is being exported from Indian market. The complete report of this analysis is going to be available on the website. You can go ahead and purchase it. You'll find the link in the description, so you can purchase it from there. So it can help you to analysis and see how good the product is and other research documentations, so that you can use it for your banking and your research purposes also. And then later, if you feel that okay, this is something that I want to discuss with you in person, then yeah, you can book your consultation call from that. Okay, so let's understand and what other things can be working up here. So exclusive summary here, egg products are in a billion potential, though it's highly exportable and it has a very good market, and fresh export is around 91.5 55 billion, the complete exports that has been happened in last few years. See, currently we are not disclosing the current trend or current prices, because again the shipment counts is always differed from one country. It will be recorded at some different number and the other country may be recording it with a different number. So cumulatively we do not have any particular authenticated number from the government, so we prefer to use the recorded which is available in the market. So that is something that we are using it here, and we are the second largest producer of the egg products. So typically, if I have to say, we are doing good. We need to get into this business. There is a high potential. If you see the CAGR, it's a still growth. 3.3% is the average growth year on year. It's still a good number, and moreover, instead of raw eggs, if you can focus on the powder, the yolk powder, the egg white powder, so this makes still a lot of sense. Active exports, we have a good number here. There are a lot of buyers which we are available with the data. So that is something again, irrespective to the data what we have, but again you can look out for new buyers, new markets, and there are multiple layers of 4 pointers we can use and find some more importers for our products. But currently we are doing a good job with the GCC countries, but we need to export to the multiple other markets. That is something that we are still lacking, but somewhat we can fix it up. Okay, so here these are the HS codes which can use, and these are all the products that we have covered here. So we are not doing any specific for a single product. Maybe in a later coming videos you may find the single products or single use of the product, but here I am generally taking it as a whole product range. So these are the product range that we are going to work on. So where are we currently exporting? The Maldives is the biggest market, then comes Oman, Qatar, and other various markets, where again it completely depends on the product types that we are offering, and there is a huge demand in other coming markets. So I would prefer if you better work with other markets, looking out for new instead of just sending the raw eggs, you can add a value adding there, then it makes a lot of sense. So coming to the egg powder, the current CAGR is 6.4, and every product has its own CAGR. Do not cumulative it and don't get confused about it. So if you are looking for a specific CAGR for individual product, you can get that reports done. That can be done for you. So you can ask for those reports later. But this is something, a general holistic view about the egg and egg products. So this is something that you can look at. So global CAGR is 5.5, and which is 1.98 billion. So consider that, which is a very strong emotion that we can capture in the Indian market for the egg products. So Indian production landscape, where exactly we get it from, where do we export it, and how much we export it. So Andhra Pradesh stands 1, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, West Bengal, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Haryana, and we also find in other states, but not at a very big number. The key players are these companies who are already exporting at a very huge scale. They are not just doing egg, they are also doing chicken. They are doing with the full bird, with skin, without skin, all of that. So you can even check out for their records. It may also help you to get the business insights. But yeah, we already have those details. So if you want to check on that, you can let us know. Then if you are looking for the prices, what prices we may get, what prices we can sell. So this is something for a snap that we have added here. So you can look at what products, not only the chicken eggs, even if you are looking for other bird eggs, even that is also being included here. And these are the raw, but these are the raw here. These are the value added. So the more profits is always going to be in a value added product. So it's always makes sense to work around these prices and see if that is something that you can do it. So raw materials 45 to 55%, production, logistics, overheads, margin is a good number to work with. So approximately in every range of product, if it's not customized, well market centric, so then you can fall less than 20%, or else 20% is the value added products margin, and in raw you can work between 5 to 10% of the margin. So it's a good number. And these are all volumetric game. These are not like individual product, or you don't play it with, okay, it's a minimum quantity order. Though this is not a minimum quantity order, this has to be sent in a full container. Only then you're going to make money, because it's 4 rupees, man. Come on. So we don't speak much about it. Okay. So here requirement, IC code. So the prices here, if you do it by yourself, if you get your, if you ask your CA, even if you ask JB experts, we are not going to do at this price, but these are just for your government fees and other reference purpose. Okay. So the lowest this is can be, highest anything can be. Okay. So IC code, HAPEDA, FSSI, and you need central license here. Do not go for state license. Doesn't make any sense for you for export purpose. Then import export. You need a what you call inspection certificate from Export Inspection Council, and from there you need a health certificate, inspection certificate, veterinary certificate, because these are all something like comes from animal. You don't know what diseases they carry, what health issues they carry, and these days you know how the farms are being maintained. So even that could be also the clause. So you need to take care of that. And GST registration is required, and AD code registration is required. So destination market depends what market you are going to tap in. But I would prefer, if you are starting new, then GCC countries would be better. Halal certificate and local registrations. And then European Union, again you have a bit of compliances there. Japan, you have a compliances. US FDA is again a big thing. So these are all normally that is being taken by the manufacturer. If you are a trader, then you need to work with a manufacturer certificate. You don't get anything separately as a trading licenses or something. Okay, whatever you get it from the manufacturer, you have to utilize the same thing and then push it forward from there. So US, Asian, ASEAN nations, and then Australia. So look into the certification snapshot, and then you can work around with it. So what is the logistic challenge that you can look out here in this business is, for fresh eggs, it's 4 degree to 10 degrees Celsius. Normally, if it's a very short duration, then people use the standard container, but I would prefer go for a reefer that keeps your quality better. Then come liquid, 0 to 4 degree temperature, which is again chilled, what we call. So keep it that way. So reefer or air shipments. And then egg powder is again normal temperature. You can keep it in open air. So it doesn't really need a reefer containers there. And frozen eggs or frozen egg cubes, that can be at minus 18 degree temperature. So keep that in mind. So key points where we export it from Chennai, because again Andhra and Tamil Nadu's port area, that's going to be. But even we use Kochi in some cases when we are exporting towards the west. Okay, JNPT, Mumbai, Mundra, Krishnapatna. So that's again in Andhra. So consider that. So what models you can work? You can work with complete manufacturing setup. To what extent the prices what we is given here as a capital investment required, that's completely on the setup and what capacity you want to build in. If you want to go for a full-fledged, then everything in-house, then it will cost you somewhere between 30 crores plus. But if you're looking at a combination with a very small setup, you can go with a very less quantities. Even if it's a liquid eggs, it can go with very minimal requirement. So you don't need a huge capital there. But if you want to add up saying that, okay, let me be a manufacturer come exporter, then you need to add up your prices so that you have a proper team, facilitation, certification, licenses, and even the investment strength. So you can manage it as a whole operations. If you are a merchant trader, you don't need to worry on the investment part. The only worry what you're going to have is the certifications and licenses. Apart from the manufacturer side, there are few licenses that you also need to take to do the trading part. And then later you need to push up your products to the global market. Your major cost is going to be team, system, and buyers, and whatever the gap of investment and the payments that you receive later, the gap between that you need to facilitate your trading money. So keep that in mind. So this is again a good products to jump in. And if you want to start the business today, what is the model that you can work with, and how are you going to establish it? The basic foundation of starting up a company is you need to have at least a private limited company. You can start with proprietorship, but today's benefit wise, I don't say proprietorship doesn't make any big sense in today's time. I would prefer go for private limited company. Again, it's not so expensive, so you can easily go for that. PAN, TAN, GST, current account, AD code registration, Udyam MSME registration. You will get a lot of benefits there. Even if you are a manufacturer, you are setting up your unit, we can give you a complete report. You can go submit that report to the bank, and then you can get your loan at a very subsidiable prices. You can look for that, and digital signatory certificates for both the purpose. So here, when you are getting a digital signatory certificate, please make sure you get a signature and as well as encrypted, because these are two different DSCs that is being used for your IEC and as well as for your authentications. Okay, so export registration, IEC code, APEDA, FSSI, AD code, DSC, these are all the registration costs. But apart from that, it also depends what state you're getting registered, what is your paid up capital, what is your working capital. So there are a lot of costing comes in, and this is something that if you do it by yourself without anyone's help, if you are taking JB experts or anyone help to register the company, then this is the prices are way lower that we don't even cater. Okay, so this is just that reference is for you to do it by yourselves. If you are that kind of a person, like, okay, let me do it everything by myself, let me save something, then yeah, you can spend your time and you can just save some bucks. Okay, so next comes is the facility setup. This is again land, building, farm, plant, cold storage, QC laboratory, waste management. So you can skip few, and these are just the estimation, but what I would suggest is this is the ideal parking number. If you have looking for setting up your unit or something, go for a full-fledged. It makes a lot of sense in a long term. But if you are looking for like, okay, I don't have that much of budget, let me cut down to something, then you need to pick the right product which is demanding, and you can book a consultation for that. We can help you with that too. Okay, so other certifications what you need for global markets is ISO, HACCP, Halal, BRC, FSSC. So there are particular markets where you get it, and for few markets you need it, or few markets you don't need it. Organic is again debatable if you need it or not. Then buyer identification, this is where even merchant traders need to spend their money on, so which is fair trades, B2B platforms, APEDA meets. Again, export promotional council is up to you. I don't say they are beneficial. Many times I've seen people taking their delegations, saying that, okay, we are organizing that event, this event, Africa, that, this and all of it. Nothing works. These are all a creepy thing where people spend money and they don't see any results coming in, and no deals are closed. So keep that in mind. So, okay, that's my personal thought. You can think, if you think different, please go ahead and work with them. There is no one is stopping you there. Okay. So embassy trade data, many people say that, okay, it's old, it's dead, people don't really care, and the data is what is being sent, it was never being used, or it was not useful. So whatever the thoughts is, even today we are executing it. We are able to close deals under the data is what we get. See, I don't say this is the only thing what you need to work. You need to do everything that what I'm discussing here. So it's not like, okay, only trade data will work. No, I don't say that. I would say like in every industry, every data, it has its own positives, pros and cons to it. So it's always better you go and evaluate each and everything and then finalize what works and what doesn't work for you. Okay, direct outreach, LinkedIn, email marketing. If you know how to do it. These are all comes with terms and conditions. Okay. So then industry bodies, if you need a support from associations and sort of that, then there are particular associations for it that you can work. And export documentation, commercial invoice, packaging list, bill of lading, airway bill, or shipping bill, whatever it is. And then certificate of origin, depends again, preferential, non-preferential, health, pathosanitary certificate, halal certificate. For GCC countries, you need it. 99% every country needs it, and do not consider GCC countries as one halal certificate. You need halal certificate for every different country, and from every different country, what I mean is, these are all Muslim countries, but the problem is every country has its own halal requirement. So based on that, you need to get multiple halal certificates. It's not only one single halal certificate for all the countries. So keep that in mind. Then FSSI, that's again central, which I've already said you. Shipping bill, insurances, letter of credit if your payment terms is on LC, and lab test and analysis report, that is very much mandatory. And animal husbandry report is also required, and you need to get the lab tested from NABL. That's minimum requirement, or else check with your buyer from which agency does he needs it. Okay. End of the day, buyers are king. You need to ask them with it. Okay. So here, fresh egg powder, integrated. If you do this, these are the capitals that may require. If you want to be a manufacturer come exporter, then add on the prices to it. If you want to be a merchant trader, only the big expenses, what is going to hit to your bank is the marketing and the team and the system cost, and if you need any other services. Okay. So consider free trade agreements. And one alert: egg, bird flu, these are something which is very often. Again, we have recently got rejected from Qatar or Kuwait. So consider that there is always this issue will be always there. If there is a small trace was found, then the whole container gets rejected. Keep that in mind. But that doesn't happen with the egg powder and all of it. So I'm just saying about egg particularly. Okay. So country wise, you see all of these countries that has agreements with India. There are a few new and there are a few old, and there are a few agreements that is supposed to happen. I'm hoping, I'm betting too much on Israel, and I'm betting hoping something coming from US, but US is a bit dicey. There is quote and as well as free trade agreement. So I don't know which one is going to come first and which is going to be in our favor. So I don't see until the court order, India is not going to sign any free trade agreement. That's what I hope, but still you never know. It's all politics. Okay. So free trade agreements. So these are all the agreements that we have. The most preferred nation duties, which is a standard, which is for everyone. Whoever is the member of WTO, these guys gets at this pricing. Under free trade agreement, these are the prices, these are the interest rate that we pay as Indians when we give the certificate of origin preferential. So based on that, we have the preferences, we can export that, and these are approximately what is can be saved. So again, debatable. What's the volume? What is the capacity? Are we able to get the certificate of origin preferentials or not? And other things comes into picture. Okay. How to claim FTA? These are something that you don't need to do anything. So you need to give at the time of shipment, you need to make sure you are giving them the certificate of preferential. There are particular forms. You need to go to the agreement, understand the HS code, what is the certificate of origin preferentials requirements. Based on that requirements, you need to get the certification done and then hand it over with the shipment to your importer. So who is your buyer? So he will take care, or he will declare it at the importing country. Okay. So government schemes, incentives, road tap. Again, government till now it was at okay. I don't say that too much was the incentive, but now whatever the incentive was given, it is in half. Which I say, for example, Indian government was giving me 2 rupees. Now they are just going to give you 1 rupee for your incentive. Okay. So again, whatever was given was very less. Even now, it's still more less or less than half whatever they've been paying before. Okay. Again, it's don't work considering road tap or incentives or whatever we call it as export thing. Do not work on that, because that is something which is controlled by Indian government. You never know what is going to happen, because until you have a contact number of Narendra Modi or Amit Shah, you are not going to be, or Jai Shankar, you are not going to know exactly what's exactly going to, the things are going to happen. So I would prefer you do not take while estimating to the customer, do not consider the road tap or the incentives what's been given to you. Do not consider it as one of the pricing point. Just eliminate that. Whatever you get it. You don't get it, it's absolutely fine. Do not make it a point that to be considered in your quotation. Just keep it away. Okay. So then come APEDA's financial assistance. There are some incentives that we get, maybe not immediately, but we get it in some centuries. Okay. Again, market assistance. Here, market access, normally you go for trade shows, you get incentives. Again, you need to ask. You need to ask them. You need to take permission. You need to get approval. Only then things will fall in place. Sometimes what I feel is just eliminate each and everything. Just go and do it everything by yourselves. That's always better than interest. This is something, again, what I said for MSME. So this is something which is interesting. You can get a loan at a very lesser rate of interest. So that is a bit supportive. So check on that. And ECGC is for the people who are need to get the insurance when you are giving it on credit. Working with GCC countries, be careful. You're working with Indians, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Sri Lankans. Careful. When you're working, please make sure your payments are in proper terms, condition, and in proper framework. If you trust someone and in a need of order, you just send out your products without any risk coverage like ECGC insurance, then you are in a deep trouble. Going forward, you may not get your payment and you may be eliminated from the business. So careful on that. Okay. Then there are particular schemes, which is again a top up on the subsidies, which is 35% capital of subsidies. What do you mean, like the whole unit cost, and there are like top ups, and as well as which is already linked to your credit. So you have already taken some loan, there is additional top up what you can get, or there is some subsidy over what the loan you have taken. So interest rate can be reduced. So there are a lot of incentives coming in, but there are support, but I don't know why road tap is being slashed by half. That's again, the government has to say it. But again, if you want something for packaging machines, or if you want to import something which is a good machines to produce the product and pack it in a particular condition, maybe a egg cube or some kind of a cooking machines, that if you're planning to ready to cook or ready to eat kind of a meal, if you want any machineries to be imported from other markets or other countries, in those cases what you can do is you can take advance authorization, get your products without paying any duties, you get exemptions there with the commitment saying that okay, whatever I produce I'm going to export it at this commitment, and then you can save a lot of money there on your import duty and other cost. Okay. So buyer acquisition challenges, credibility first. So normally establishing yourself as a brand, your company, your product. What you say is like, okay, my product is too good is not something that you say it over the word. You need to prove it on your reports. Only then it makes a lot of sense, or else eggs are available everywhere, birds are there. So some people use chicken, some people use something else. So consider that. Okay. So get your certification done. Quality, again, certifications, regulations, get all the licenses. MOQ mismatches, please make sure, keep a very small MOQs, makes a lot of sense. I've seen people sending the MOQ quotations like horrible. They're asking 1 or 2 containers. 1 or 2 containers is the order, not the MOQs. So have a minimum mindset. Cold chain gaps, please make sure. I say that, okay, there is no good infrastructures, but if you can build one for yourself, it would be a very good thing. And digitally visible, please make sure, work on website, the basic thing, at least have an email. Even for merchant traders, I'm saying this. If you are looking to export to the international market, you are going to earn in lakhs and crores. If you have that mindset of earning in lakhs and crores, at least invest 200 rupees on your Google Workspace. Get a business domain, email ID. Okay. So do not send like, okay, Rohit Desai at gmail.com. Doesn't work that way. Okay. So it should be that Rohit or whatever it is at your company's name or your company domain.com. Okay. Payment securities, please make sure. Use LC if it's on a very risky term. Even if you want to find a mid ground, LC is the better input term. LC is a better business payment term you can work with. But if you're going more or less than that, then you're putting yourself in trouble. So I would prefer stay out from it. And even many people think that, okay, documentation against payment or documentation against acceptance is safer. Please do not do it. It's not safe. You're at risk. Don't do that. If it's a small order, sample order, I don't mind. Send the samples at free of cost. Just ask them to pay for the logistic thing, or ask their FedEx or DHL account number. Just drop it there. So that should be workable. But I don't say that when you're doing a full shipment and start with the sample shipment first. Don't do a full shipment at the beginning. Ask for a small sample order with a very minimum MOQ. Minimum MOQ is like a airlift MOQ, very small, not like a container you're asking for. So consider that. And cultural barriers, people have problem with negotiations, helping them to understand what you really feel, what you can say, what you can communicate. So if you can close those communications there, it would be better. And you always have threats from China and Turkey. Again, you have a sentiment there. People prefer, some people don't prefer to get the eggs or chicken or anything from China, apart from few electronical and other things, because that's a need for the global market. But there are few things that you can avoid. So people are avoiding it. So you can have a better understanding. Again, what is strength? Second highest populated. We are the huge producers. And we have an established product hub in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. Skilled labors are available. Government incentives are available. Opportunity wise, if you see, there are free trade agreements happening across the globe. We are doing a massive free trade agreements with countries at a very good number. Egg powder, growth is again CAGR. Look at ready to eat or ready to cook kind of a thing. Do a value adding. Just going with the raw thing, I don't say, because these are something which is available there. You don't need to send it from India. Some boiler chickens or something, then yeah, for hatchery purpose, it makes a difference. But organic segment, again 15% growth. ASEAN markets are expanding. Value added diversification is really needed. This is not like option. This is a mandatory thing that you should get into that business. Weakness wise, if I had to say flu, that is the biggest trouble for the thing. If somewhere something happens and if something is detected, then your whole consignments will be rejected. So keep that in mind. Again, supply chain, limited liabilities, limited brand recognitions. People don't establish their brand. They don't promote their products. They don't know how to build the business around with the brand development. We look at saying that, okay, orders are coming in, let me work on their brand. See, the more the brand awareness or the brand establishment happens, the people will pay more for it. So even it's not a big money they pay, but still it makes a lot of profitable increase. So consider that point. And threats wise, what I say is China and Turkey is again a big thing. Bird flu, keep that in mind. You need to get it tested before sending it. Please make sure, or else your container will be rejected at the destination. Qatar, Kuwait, Dubai, Oman, whatever you say it, these are all country comes in the same place. Bahrain also rejected many times. So be careful on that. Plant-based substitutes. So if you look into your financial 5 years financial projections, you can see that this is a good number to growth. There is a good CAGR, year-on-year growth. You are not riding the trend. This is something people are used to. People will buy. People will take it, no matter what. Okay. So this is a very boring business, but this is what I say is a long-term business. Egg is not something new. You don't need to train them like, okay, how moringa could be used, how matcha teas are made. These are not something that you discuss with the buyers, or you don't need to teach them how to use egg, how to use egg liquid, or how to use egg cube. This is not something which is everyone knows about it. So people use egg on their daily diet. So please work on it. Start promoting. You don't need to educate them, but yeah, you need to have a better opportunity to telling people like what exactly you are different from. Okay, so then comes utilization. What is the year of production? What you started with? What is your capacity at the moment? What you can increase with? Gross margin increase, ROI, and the ROI is what you prove at the particular time. So, and look at the break even. What I say is this is for the manufacturers, but when it comes to merchant traders, you can break even with I say like within 6 to 8 months is the merchant traders break even point if you are able to market your product and get your business ready there. Okay, so risk assessment metrics. So normally flu, buyer's default, shipment rejections, cold chain failure, currency fluctuation, payment undercutting, price undercutting, what we call. So feed cost spikes. These are all something that again will affect your business. Some are high, some are low. So you have this impact level. So you can see what is that you can mitigate with. Okay. So supply chain is failure is one part. Second one is currency fluctuation that you can mitigate with your hedging, and price undercutting is again value adding, quality differentiations. Make sure you have a long-term vision so that you do a better job. Don't use shortcuts, because if you do it in India, somewhat you may survive for some more time, but when you do it internationally, your first container itself will be rejected. So do not try those shortcuts or tricks in the business. Okay, so here go ahead for 1 to 10 days registration. If you need help in that, we can do that for you. Supplier development, look at for a reliable manufacturer who can supply you, who has certifications, who can take care of your orders. Plan that. Research the market, where I can sell it, what is profitable. Try to understand if you're a merchant trader or even a manufacturer come exporter. What you need to look at is, okay, how many calls do I need to make to get an order? That's a demand analysis. So even that is something service that we are providing. If you want, you can get in touch with the team and they can help you with. But what I would suggest is understand that, because that is where your marketing burn is going to be. So do a demand analysis and then plan it.
buyer outreach, use platforms, all the traditional thing. Don't, there are a lot of people I have seen recently, they come up with very fancy name, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, mectagon, whatever there in the whole dimension, trigonometry or geometry, whatever we have learned. So many people use this fancy stuffs, and see, end of the day, fundamental is prove if you can sell your product. Do your product has a demand? Is the people are ready to buy? Are you solving any problem with your product? The more the problem is, the more the money what you can get. The bigger the problem, bigger the solution, the bigger the money what you're going to get paid for it. This is just a simple business. You don't need to make it so complicated like, okay, how many axes, how many dimensions? No headache is required. Basic 5th standard maths is all what you need. This is what I buy, this is what I sell, this is how I do it, this is how I execute it. And moreover, how do you present your brand, how much you build your brand, this is all of what you need to worry on. Apart from that, there are people who can take care of multiple things. See, if you have to do everything by yourselves, then God bless you. But if you want to believe on some systems where execution starts, then if you can take care, people are there, you can outsource for you, which you can hold something core business to yourself, manage your businesses, then absolutely workable. But I don't know. There are something that you need to really work, especially on your marketing side. Merchant traders and manufacturer come exporters, please work on your marketing strategies. Please try to build your brand. Please make sure you build an authority there. Only then people are going to buy from you, or else you are just going to be treated as someone else. Maybe only the price fight is all what people look at. So then don't enter. It's not worth it to run that race, which is just for the prizes. Whoever gives me the lower, I'll buy it from him. If that's the attitude, then this thing will not go for a long time. Okay? Because there is one thing I always say is like, there is always someone who wants to be out of business faster than you. So he's going to give you a better prices than anyone else. So don't get into that. So make sure you build authority, you build a plan, you show the value, where exactly you come from, what is that exactly you bring on the table, so that what is the biggest problem they are solving. So even when you see these challenges here, right, when I'm discussing this, there are these are all the challenges exactly. You need to give or work even one of it. That is all what is needed. To build a brand or build a business where the buyers are facing one of these issues or everything of it. But what I am asking you is at least address one. It could be quality. Quality not by verbal, on the record. If you can prove it, if your products are good, your feed is good, your health of the birds are good, and every time your product has maintained a particular SOP standards, where every time you have a consistency of your product, then that's all what is needed. Okay? But many companies, there are a lot of issues with health, injections, hormone thing. I don't know. Like, you need to evaluate that. Okay? So keep that in mind. So then make sure you run a trial order first. Do not do a full shipment, especially in eggs. What I would prefer is do ask for a minimum MOQ, which should be a small one. You can't ask like, okay, one full container. Don't do that. So like we have seen people sending the one container minimum order MOQ. So minimum order MOQ cannot be one container, because order value itself will be one container. So that's a basic common sense. Okay, scaling up, process optimizations, you will do a lot of mistakes. You will do a lot of learning on the process, and you can do a better job there. So break even point, 3 to 6 months for your business if you are a merchant trader. Okay, start with if I have to discuss about the strategy wise, I say go with GCC, but again depends who is your buyer, how do you negotiate your payment terms and everything. So invest on egg powder. This is again has a good growth. You can get a better job. See, exporting egg, what you get from a chicken, just sending it, washing it, sending it, getting it tested is not something that you do something good job, or you don't get paid too much for it. But when it comes to a consumable product which is ready to use or ready to cook, you really have a value there. Just see that if that is something you can do about it. If you can do anything about it, then pick that one. Leveraging free trade agreements. I don't say just European Union. Pick any free trade agreement where you have beneficials, calculate that, build a complete portfolio of your certifications. You need to tell the world that, okay, at least I have the certifications that I say, right, if you have these certifications, or if you can build some credibility there, this is also the credibility. If you have a minimum certificate invested, because many people don't do that, you will eliminate all other people when you say that, okay, I have halal certificate, or I have HACCP, or a BRC, or some other certificates which is required in those markets. So if you are able to do that, then nothing else, right? So export value, in diversifying, look at to the products, what you can see through, and what is the value adding that you can do. And moreover, even egg products are used in pharmaceuticals. Think about it, even that is also a different vertical which has a good margins, again with all combinations here and there. And if you want to partner with JB Experts to help you and supporting you in the business, where we provide consultations which like, sir, this is my idea, what do you think? Just give me a explanation on it, or just see what is that, should I enter this business or not. That's a valuation that we can do here. If you want to learn export import business, how the system that runs in JB Experts, how do exactly we get the orders, how do we execute the orders, how do we talk to the right people, what is the mistakes that I can go through, is there any possibility I'll be losing money in any situations. These are something that will help you out, even that is possible. If you want to go for a complete execution plan, so I'll take care of manufacturing, let me give you the quality products, I'll pack it, label it and give it to you. Then after, it's your responsibility to get me the money and the business. Even that option is also available. So these are all the supports that we have. Consultation, if you don't have an idea, we'll evaluate your ideas. We also will help you to learn and build your system, build your team, or you can give us a complete execution plan. Go for it. We'll help you and take care of your entire business operations. You don't need to worry on that. Okay. And all the plans happens under your brand. There is nothing that happens on JB Experts. It's all your company. It's all your products. So if you're serious about business, you can go ahead and give us a call. I think, okay, my team has missed the number. I'll just add a number here. So if you need, you can give us a call. It's +91 953 8888 656. So you can just have a call and understand about the plan. If you want free advices, then YouTube is the only option. You can ask me anything right here. Watch the video once, twice, thrice, how many ever times you want it. And if you have any doubts, you can use only comment box. That's the only option. You cannot call my number on the office and ask my team like, okay, how do we get certifications? What certification is needed? How much budget we need? No, these are all the questions that you can put it into comment box if you want free advice. If you want to talk to me directly, if you want to talk to any other experts, if you want any legal advices, then you need to pay for it and then take the service. That's the only request. So do not waste your time, and our time and my resources are more valuable. So please consider that, and it will be of a great help. Okay. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if you feel someone else is in the business and he needs this video, please share it with them. And if you need any free advice, I don't say that free is bad. Many people can't afford the services that we provide. But what I know is you can't offer it. I agree, but you cannot ask it for free, because I have a whole big elephant to feed. Okay. So in that case, if you want my help in person when I'm making a personalized services, then you need to pay for it. If you're okay, go ahead, give us a call, we'll help you. If not, use comment box. That's the only option that you have it. Okay. So thank you so much for watching this video, and catch you up in the next. See you. Bye-bye.